Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. It is 2025 in Australia at 1:25 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Now, I would love to wish you all a happy new year firstly, and I wanted to share how 2024 for many people has been a very difficult year. Yesterday I found out that my Amte Ernie, which is my Auntie Ernie, for those in English, passed away. She was the youngest, or one of the youngest in Dad's family. I was so hoping to meet her, and I extend my deepest condolences to my family in Lebanon. My heart is breaking, and Amti Suad Behibik Ktir, or Albi Maik. I'm just saying to my auntie, who was the last one remaining out of 11 children, my Auntie Ernie was Dad's sister. We lost Dad this year, as I shared before, on January 26, Australia Day, and now we have lost my Auntie Ernie, and my heart is just breaking for my family in Lebanon. And I really do want you to know that my heart is with you and my prayers are constant for you. Piero, I'm really thinking of you, my lovely cousin, and Auntie Suad Kamin. Now, it is very sad because I know it's the circle of life, and 2024 has given us many dynamics that we've had to deal with. I have been in contact with many people who have been suffering intensely, and it's very difficult. Although we must remember, and it's very hard when you're in a very difficult, dark, traumatic, almost impossible place to even look beyond that. That is very difficult. So difficult, and I empathize with you, but I want to give you some sort of hope, because if we don't have hope, and especially those of us who are Christians, we know that we live off the hope of Jesus Christ and what He's given to us. Therefore, I would love to share with you a scripture for the new year that I was thinking about, because our minds take us everywhere in life. Our minds do, and the Bible speaks about renewing our minds. In other words, cleansing our minds to think thoughts that I'm about to share with you in a minute. And that's not easy, because we deal with people and things on a daily basis. And I have learned so much this year. Amongst it all, I've learned so much. And we're ever learning. We're going to be ever growing, if we choose to be, until the day we leave this earth. And so on that, I would like to share with you this scripture. And it comes from the book of Philippians, where the Apostle Paul is writing to the Philippi church. It is chapter 4, verse 8. Finally, my brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about these things. Whatever you have learned, received, or heard from me, put into practice, and the God of peace will be with you. That's a wonderful scripture. Philippians chapter 4 verse 8. I have used it as a prayer. That's why I was able to recite it for 26 plus years. I'm in a place at the moment where I'm very sad for my relatives in Lebanon. I was planning, I was talking to my sister and my mother about going to Lebanon this year, even amongst what's happened in Syria. And I would have loved to have seen my Auntie Irene. And the only comfort I get, and I shared this with my cousin, the only comfort I get is that her suffering has ended. Her suffering has ended. And please, Auntie Suad, or anyone of my family that watches this, please let Auntie Suad know that I'm praying for her and the entire family. Please. I would like to show you something, as I like to do with each of my videos. Facebook, I haven't been on video much, but I'm using YouTube a lot more now. And on my YouTube videos, I like to show people things. So today I am showing you this. This is my homemade suntan lotion. Now, I like to do everything homemade, and I'm getting more and more into things for a particular reason that I'm not going to disclose that are homemade. And I've been doing that. I mean, I've always loved homemade things anyway. We were a family that really never had takeaway because I always raised my kids on health and fitness. Now, I've been buying all these glass containers and getting rid of all my plastics. If I do have plastic, it's BPA plastic, which you can place in the microwave and whatnot, but they are very few. Everything is now in glass at my house. Now, this is brilliant. This is beautiful to place on. Granted, it feels greasy, but it's very healthy. And it is made up of 60 grams of coconut oil, 25 grams of chia butter, 20 grams of beeswax, and 40 grams of zinc oxide. With my supplements, as much as I can, I buy them in bulk, and what I do is always buy them in powder form because they absorb better. I don't like capsules. They're much better in powder form, and I put a lot of them in my smoothie that I have, which is great for a health condition that I have. And every morning I make this smoothie, and one day I will share it with you. Today's not the day. Now, what I do with this is I actually double it or even triple it if I want to make a big batch. This time I doubled it. The first time I made it, I had my glass container about that size. But this time I doubled it, and it is so beautiful. It's a bit runny this time because I accidentally put in baking powder, not realising, because everything I have marked on my containers. So I put on baking paper, baking powder, not realising that I did that. So that's the treat for today. Now, what I'd like to do is end the video with reading to you out of my Poet's Room book, Salwa Samra, Volume 1. And as I say to my subscribers, I am on Amazon, however, please don't waste your time. I'm editing all my books, Poet's Room Volume 1, Poet's Room Volume 2, Web of Losing Me, and Colour Me In. I'm editing my books, so Yes, Web of Losing Me is still available, but it's not available on edit form. I would advise you not to buy any of Web of Losing Me. So I'm going to read to you today. I can't recall whether I've read it to my YouTube subscribers before, but it's called Aspire. So I'm going to read that to you today. I gave this in a frame to my friend, a friend of mine that required it for the time. And if you have a look here, this is what I do and have done in the past. There is my news clip of women in business. I put my poetry pieces into frames. I gave my uncle Bruce a poem titled Bruce, going from his childhood until he was 80 years old, and I framed it. But one of them is Aspire that I gave to my friend, and the other frame is Rooms in My Heart, which I haven't read yet. So I'm going to read Aspire to you. In the rush of the wind, a whisper is eager to ascend. In the twinkle of an eye, a raindrop releases its cry. As the fawn shadows the doe, a prey surrenders to its unrelenting foe. As the seed is soil to the land, it emerges to something quite grand. During the winter's rain, the storms roar. In its fierceness, unforeseen victory may soar. Within the splendor of the sun, new life is created. Inside the wonder of spring, much is mated. Through the dark of the night, when all is still, the morning's dawn contains its silent feel. Soon dusk appears in its misty haze, weaving the day for the next to amaze. Endeavour to grasp the unknown design. When a new day greets, another entwines. As the twilight comes and the stars appear, seek to understand the unfamiliar near. For each individual is a unique creation. In every personality, a diverse foundation. Aspire to embrace what is yours alone. In each of us, a gift is fervently sown. And that was written in 2008 by Salwa Samra, all rights reserved. Now, Samra is my maiden name, half of my maiden name. I won't share the other half, and as I've shared with my YouTube subscribers, Dad, when he arrived in Australia in 1947, took out the first part of our name to integrate with the Australian culture. So on that note, you might be hearing noises in the background. That's my husband's tools going and Nina having a play with her toy. Thank you very much for joining me. Again, thank you to all of those who have been commenting on my YouTube channel. I cannot tell you how cherished and precious you are to me, because I know how long it takes to spend time to watch or listen to a video and to take the time to comment. I have a trick for you. Use a recording app and then copy and paste it. Talk to in the recording app, copy and paste it, and then place it in as a comment instead of typing it out. Thank you so much for joining me. Until the next time, happy 2025 to everyone. Take care and remember the scripture, whatever is lovely, whatever is pure, whatever is true, whatever is right, whatever is noteworthy, whatever is lovely, think about such things. Whatever you have learned, received, or heard from me, put into practice, and the God of peace will be with you. Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. Au revoir.